United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into another United Spurs of America live stream hosted live on our very own YouTube channel. Welcome in, everyone, with your hosts, as always, Michael and Jacob, joined today by some special guests, the queen of Tottenham herself, Elly herself from THFC, Till I Die. And we have BobbyK from 3 Spurs Boys as well joining us today. But first off, Jacob, Tottenham versus Chelsea this weekend. How are we feeling, man?
I'm feeling like it's time to cross that bridge, to break that curse, to be everything we've always thought we could be, and that's a successful team, home and away. I think we're going to get the job done. I'm real excited. Just like I'm really excited about our two guests today. So let's bring in with no further ado, the one and only Queen Elly, THFC Till I Die. How you doing?
I'm doing great, boys. I'm buzzing.
She's one of our own. Elly Hojbjerg. She's one of our own.
That was a good intro, lads. I love that.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. I'm looking forward to all your questions and discussing this Spurs-Chelsea London derby. It's going to be a good one. We've got our best chance of winning it as well, so hopefully we'll deliver.
For sure. And we want to say, first off, thank you so much to all of our sponsors of this, official sponsors, if you will, of this channel, United Spurs of America. We have actually changed our sponsorship from Anchor to Patreon, and we've actually got it down below. Jacob just put it in on the ticker. We're now on Patreon because of some issues with some currencies and stuff.
International
currencies. So now we're on Patreon. We still have the same sponsors. You can read them all down below. Jacob will shout them out in a little bit. But first off, we did want to announce that we are now on Patreon, no longer on Anchor. So please do not go to anchor.fm. Go to patreon.com/United Spurs of America. Jacob, who are our official sponsors, by the way?
Well, we're still going to consider everyone who has signed up already to the Anchor. They are still our current sponsors because they've paid to be our current sponsors, quite frankly, and they're supporting this channel. The first one on the list is James Joris, second J. Co. We got Mile High, Hotspur, C Cubed, Ja Dank, Alex Wood, and Scott M. Scott M is actually the first official Patreon member. So once we get everyone over there, there's some different tiers too. So different things you can, just some different options. But it does work with our friends, whether you be in the UK, whether you be in any continent, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia. I think there's only 2 currencies it doesn't accept right now, which is our brothers out in Mexico and our other brothers out in Brazil. But hey, for y'all, we'll just do the show for free. How about that?
Hell yeah!
But everyone else can be sponsors. So that's really exciting and really fun. Michael and I had a lot of fun setting that up. We got some merch on the way, so you definitely want to get on that because there's gonna be some free merch giveaway coming up.
Elly has actually already earned her free merch for sure from all of the super chats from our old show on the other channel. Elly, thank you for the support, by the way, first off, and we also wanted to give a shout out to your very own channel.
Well. I'll sign up for that.
We appreciate
the
support.
No problem, lads. Anything for you guys.
Queen Hoy, how would you like the name to be presented? How would you like us to present it?
Queen Elly Hojbjerg.
Of course.
Love it. By the way, your boy played fantastic against Southampton.
Wow.
Fantastic.
He did. He had a very good game. I'll tell you, he's got some things other fans don't see in his locker. You know, he's not always a one-trick pony. He's not just a spoiler. He can play a bit as well when he gets going. He can pass some really nice passes. You know, I watch him all the time. I think some fans, they just watch him here. Itsy bitsy, you know, like they watch little clippets of him. But I watch him intensely because I'm his biggest critic as well. If he hasn't had a good game like he didn't have against Roma, I will say he didn't have a good game. I'm not one of these deluded fans who just back their player regardless, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we
Yeah.
we obviously are going to get into Tottenham versus Chelsea today because that is the topic of the show. It is the
It
preview.
is.
But we did want to update y'all on some semi, I guess, breaking news, at least new news for today. We did want to go over some potential outgoings first off. This one's for you, Jacob. I dedicate this subject specifically to you. Giovanni Lo Celso flying to Spain today to undergo a medical to return to Villarreal on loan. Jacob, congratulations, my friend. We're getting him out the door again. Now, I will say there is one thing that I do not like about this deal, and it is that there is no option included to buy. But there is a clause in this, I guess, deal with Villarreal where if another club is interested or if they are interested in January to buy him permanently, they can activate a buy clause to do so, if that makes sense. But regardless, Jacob, we're getting him out the door, at least temporarily, still alone, but there's still hope, I guess, to get him out permanently.
I think that the main thing is to get him out as quick as possible, whether that's a team covering 50%, 60%, 75% of his wages, whatever it may be. I think it's a deal that you just got to get done. Same thing with our boy Tanguy and Ndombele. I think that these are guys that you need to move on. They're no good for the locker room. They were no good for the locker room or for what they did on the pitch. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy to hear the news that Lo Celso, Villarreal is finally doing what they were expected to do, quite frankly, and pick him up on whatever kind of deal that we would agree to. So it's good news. It's good news all around.
Elly, how are you feeling about this deal? I know that there's a few players, and we'll get into Ndombele because there's some new news, or I guess an update going on with his situation. But Lo Celso, obviously, one who was left out of the preseason altogether, left behind to train with the other three that are currently on the I guess, the imaginary chopping block right now.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about this? Are you glad it's happening? What's your overall thoughts on Lo Celso?
I've got quite mixed emotions, really, because when he first came to the club, he didn't really break into the team till later on. And when he did, he put in some decent performances, but then you hear so many stories about him and how arrogant he is, and you know he's not good for the dressing room. You don't know for sure that they're true, but there's no smoke without fire, isn't it, lads? So I just feel that he needs a fresh start. He's gone to Villarreal. He was there last year. He done very well. They got to the Champions League semi-final with him playing. So I wish him luck. Like Lamela, he didn't sort of hit the ground running. So if he'd kept up his early performances when he did break into the team, I'd say, yeah, we've lost a good player. But he just lost his way and he lost his passion for Spurs, I think. And we don't need players like that. We want them to be 100% committed to our cause.
Speaking of people 100% committed to the cause, and that is the cause and the love for Tottenham Hotspur, we got our brother from just north of the border, BobbyK's in the house.
BobbyK.
How we doing, buddy?
It's BobbyK.
Good day. How's everybody this afternoon?
Yeah.
Doing great,
well,
man.
How about you? How are we doing? How are we feeling?
Oh, I can't complain. A little bit rough day today, but other than that, seeing your beautiful faces makes me feel better, so I can't complain.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well,
to
be
hear
sure
that.
to
Hopefully
smile
we can
plenty.
make you better. Yeah, we'll make sure to be as happy as possible, my friend.
There you go.
How are you
Big
guys?
up Bret
How's
Hart
everybody
Lane.
doing?
Doing good, man. We're discussing Lo Celso to Villarreal right now in our preview to the preview of our match against Chelsea on Sunday. But first off, I don't want to bring you in and immediately, bad vibes from across the border. So I want to bring you in, Bobby, and I want to ask, how are we feeling about the weekend? How are we feeling going into Chelsea? Are we excited, nervous, scared? It is at Stamford Bridge, but hey, we looked good against Southampton.
Scared? No. Nervous? Yes. It's always Chelsea. Chelsea at home. Unfortunately, they could be 19th in the league and have lost 10 games in a friggin' row and will still somehow give us a game when we go there. It's just, the history is there, unfortunately. Do I think we have an opportunity right now, to get in there and actually get something done? Yeah, 100%. So this is our opportunity now, and we have to take advantage of our opportunities. These are the kind of things that are going to make the difference between where we finish in the league. And if we really want to have a serious shout at going somewhere with this team that we currently have, then these are the opportunities we've got to take advantage of. When a team is in turmoil themselves, they're disjointed, they don't have a natural striker, they don't have anybody that can really put goals away for them right now. They're a team full of wingers, so they've got nobody that should really be a threat to us coming through the middle, which is where our weakness is, really. So I think we should be able to shut them out completely. We just got to play our game smart and maintain what we want to be doing and not fall into the trap of playing their system. So as long as we play our game, I think we have a very good opportunity here to go in there and get a result finally. And again, these are the kind of opportunities we need to take advantage of. When a team is wounded, we need to go in there and finish them off, not breathe new life into them. Last few seasons, we had a very bad reputation of being Dr. Tottenham because we would fix ailing teams. So we need to shake that off of us. We really got to make sure that we don't give these teams new lifelines and new leases on life and just finish them off, just kill off that dying dog kind of thing.
Yeah. No. I totally agree, man. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Up next, Jacob. Another one who I guess used to be close to our hearts. No longer is. Definitely separated after a certain incident at our stadium. Tanguy and Ndombele currently in talks to go to Napoli on a loan deal. How are we feeling on this one? Finally getting him out the door. I know it's been a while now that, we know he isn't in our plans, in Conte's plans, and anyone's plans regarding Spurs. It's finally getting done, it seems like.
Yeah, I had heard something to the effect of that when the off season was starting, and he was training with the team before. This is before we went to Korea. That I had heard or I read somewhere, and then I heard someone else who kind of corroborated the story that basically something to the effect. Ndombele went to Conte like, I'm ready to train and fight for my position on the team, and I'm ready to train for a team. And he was kind of like, you're not in the plans, so you're going to stay back for Korea, and just kind of was like, no, that's okay. And so I think that there's something telling there. Again, this, like we were saying with Lo Celso, this is a guy, whether you pay half his wages, you pay any of his wages, that's a bonus, because at this point we're desperate. We're throwing Hail Marys at Villarreal, at Napoli. So at the end of the day, we're just throwing stuff on the wall, see what sticks. I heard Villarreal might even come in for Ndombele as well. These are all things that remain to be seen. I like what I'm seeing with the Lo Celso deal. Big up, Intaj. Thanks for joining in. Big ups. Thank you for tuning in today.
Yeah.
Good to see you in the chat.
Good to see you, man.
Haven't seen that dog in the chat in a while, so that's very refreshing. Big ups to you. This is a guy that, we're hoping anyone will take him off our books. We don't care if there's an option to buy at this point. You can see that with the Lo Celso deal going through. We're just like, take him, help us with the wages, everything will be gravy. And you know what I say? I like gravy on my mashed potatoes, and we already got the mashed potatoes, so let's get the gravy.
I love that.
Scott M. How's it going, my friend? He says, big up
Yes.
Michael, Jacob, and Elly. What a great 3-person panel.
A little Canadian rivalry.
Good one, Scott. Good to
Where's
see
the
you,
old
Scott.
big guy?
Hope you're doing well.
Big up,
Hope you're
Scott.
doing
I'm seeing
well. Hey, and we're actually over 10 minutes, so this is allowed. This is allowed.
Yeah.
Bobby, you can do whatever you want now.
What
can
do
whatever
you mean?
want.
What do you mean? I just
Oh,
had
yeah,
something
exactly.
in my eye.
You can give him the
nothing
double.
I had something in my eye. Peace, Scott. Oh,
How's it
wait,
going,
sorry,
Scott?
that means
Hope you're doing well.
custody
Hope you're
English.
doing well.
We love Scott.
I do.
Big up. He's a big supporter of the channel, so
He
thank
makes
you for
me
that.
laugh.
Yeah, the one thing I love about Scott, honestly, I appreciate his sarcastic humor. He's just such a shit.
I feel like he keeps it.
Yeah.
He'll keep it as real.
He's consistent. Oh yeah, it keeps it real.
Yeah.
He keeps it real, and I think
Yeah.
in a person, all you can ask for is authenticity. And
Yeah.
when it comes to Scott
A
M,
realist.
he's very authentic.
That
Yeah.
is true. That is 100% true.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't realize you clicked
Kev
it.
Williams says,
Kev.
"Evening, everyone. Score prediction:
up.
Chelsea 1-3 Spurs." Ooh,
my
Let's
scoreline.
another
go.
rendition from the
That's my
17-18 season. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I like it. I
White
like
Hart
it.
Dele
says, "I'm
Alli
going to watch
action?
the game
Hey,
with my
Bobby.
twin. His Chelsea. He's Chelsea. Excuse me.
Oh.
So we need to win so I can laugh in his face. I hope we
when-
get a
when-
dub for you."
At the 90-minute mark, Bobby, please video chat me so we can all laugh at it together.
Jamie, how's it
Hey,
going,
Jamie, how
man?
you
Thank
doing?
you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, big
Scott
ups.
says Bobby trying to get another channel
No.
demonetized. No, but after the 10-minute mark, and plus
We're
we don't have
not
enough
we're not
subscribers yet.
monetized, so technically
Yeah,
I
we're
think
not
you can flip
monetized
off
yet.
whoever you want here, Bobby. You're welcome to flip off until we're no longer able to.
How's it going,
Big
Barry?
up, Nick
Smash and
Barry
grab.
Ranjit.
At the,
Okay, 1-0.
smash and grab at the
Ranjit.
bridge.
Nick
1-0.
Barry,
I like
Ranjit,
it. I like
Henry.
it.
Oh,
I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Well, I mean, Jacob, we might as well get into it right now, man.
Yeah,
Tottenham
let's do it.
Chelsea on Sunday. Obviously a big match, already 2 games in, and this is already one of the biggest matches that is going to be in the first half of this season for sure. How are you feeling going into this one? Are you
I'm
nervous
feeling-
more than you're confident, or how are we feeling?
I'm gonna compare it to when you're going on a date with a woman that may or may not still be interested in you, and you've kind of like you've tried at this before and you failed, but this may be the time to, she just got out of a real bad breakup and she got a new sugar daddy, but she still ain't happy with the new sugar daddy. So you got to go into this date. You got to think about it in a few couple of ways. You got to think about it like, 1, I've tried and failed, so what do I got to lose? 2, this person's down and out. This is the perfect time to pounce as a lion. So when you boil it down, exactly, you got to go on that date. You got to be like, look, this is what it is, and this is what it ain't, and this is what it's gonna be, and this is what it won't be. And you gotta you just gotta really go out there. Why not? Why not try for everything? That's the way I see it. Because at the end of the day, we know what our record is there. I don't think there's anyone on the team that's like, we do great at Stamford Bridge. There's nobody who says that. So for me, you just got to go in there. You got to throw everything at the wall and just run wild, and pounce. You got to pounce on your opportunities.
So a little similar to
So I'm
what
feeling
Bobby
frisky.
said.
I guess the
Kill the
feeling.
game off, grab him by the throat. When you smell the blood, like Antonio Conte likes to say, when you smell the blood, you attack, and you go for the throat. Elly, how are you
Yes.
feeling going into this weekend? We looked good against Southampton. We did,
yeah.
but Chelsea is not Southampton. They're a little bit of a tougher opponent, and obviously our record at the bridge is not great.
It isn't, but I'm quite quietly confident because we've got the best 3 front men in the land, and they haven't got a striker really, like Jacob said. They haven't got anyone that's going to really trouble us up front. If we stay solid, Romero does his normal tackling, killer instincts, and take this game by the scruff of the neck, because we've never really laid a glove on them. We've never even given 50% of what we can give. So what I want to see us go on that
Next week.
Uh-oh.
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 Oh, she's frozen. She's slipping.
I thought it was my connection. My connection be
Me
fishy
too.
sometimes.
I was
there she
a
goes.
scared.
Ellie,
I was a little
depending on what
scared.
room she's in, unfortunately, her internet craps in and out sometimes, depending on where she is.
Okay,
So-
we'll get her back in
She'll
a
be
little
back
bit.
in a
We'll
second.
get her
Yeah,
back.
she'll be back in a second.
We'll get her
Like
back.
you said, Michael, there, you know what I mean? When the blood is exposed here, we can't be showing up with a package of Band-Aids and a first aid kit for these guys. We got to show up with a scalpel and make that wound even
With some
bigger.
salt.
And like,
and lemon juice.
And Taj said in there already, let's throw some salt in that wound, man, and make them
Mhm.
really, really cry and, really rip them up. So Kane and Son need to show.
Big up Kev Williams. Kev Williams says Kane and Son need to show up, put in a performance.
100%.
I've seen too many no-shows at the bridge. This time it feels different. And I feel like that's common with a lot of fans right now, that this feels like a different time. This feels like a different opportunity for us. And you know what? I'm all in. I'm all in. It's hard for me, to really believe some things like, we can win the league, we can win Champions League. But I mean, I know we're a game in, and I guess I'm a damsel in distress, ready to be swept off my feet by Tottenham Hotspur. I'm just waiting for it to happen. I guess
It
that's the
hasn't
best
already
way.
happened yet.
No,
Shit,
but I mean, like,
borderline after
take us
Southampton
to
for me, man.
Premier
That was
League
tough.
glory. I need them to win the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I want to be swept off my feet and carried away into the evening. Big ups, Kevin Williams. Thanks for tuning in. If we get first goal, we're gonna run away with it.
I hope so, Jamie.
Maybe.
I hope so too.
Maybe.
Oh, Ellie, we got Ellie back in the house.
So she gets cut off. Yeah. Oh, she's back.
There
Yeah,
we go.
I was cut off mid. I was like that date you were on.
It's okay.
Jacob. I disappeared.
Okay, Ruby.
She said she was just going to the bathroom. I don't know where. That was 30 minutes ago.
As soon as the bill showed up.
Yeah.
I was just saying,
No.
I want us to go on the pitch and really give it our all, like we did against Man City. We've got to play it a little bit cagey because they are technically a very credible team. They've got good ball players. So we've got to compete with them, and I want us to hassle them off their game, like we did against Southampton. But these are more technical players than the Southampton boys. So we've got to give it our all, make sure we press them, make sure we give 100% from every single department, the defence, midfield and the attack. And then we've got it in the bag, boys. We have, because we've
I think-
got
I love
a
it, Ellie.
deadlier
See,
strike
this is-
force.
There's a question I want to ask you later on. I'm not going to get into
Yeah.
it now, but I'll tell you what it is so you can think about it. And I want you specifically, because you're the queen of Tottenham. You've been there. You've played there, done that. I need to know why you despise Chelsea. Not right now. I want to save it a little
Okay.
later.
Okay.
Big up Scott M. Scott M being
Not a hard
positive
one to
tonight.
answer.
I know.
Yeah.
What, dude, go up.
Oh, we got
go up to
10
Scott's
inch in the
last
house.
comment. That was a positive comment, and even Nick made a point of that. That's
Yeah, I'll read that one
Scott,
out.
I just wanted to say, yeah, right.
Alan says, hi, Mike, Jacob, Ellie, BobbyK, and all in the chat. I've been
Yeah,
lurking
Alan.
in the shadows since the beginning.
Hello.
Thinks it'll be 1-1 at the bridge. Alan, 1-1 at the bridge. We're going to get it done, Alan. I need you to believe. You bring that 10 inches of positivity, anything's possible. Let's see,
Be fair,
Scott M.
Jacob, man, even walking out of there with the draw is
Oh, yeah.
nothing for us, man. So anything above it,
But it's
draw
like-
is gravy,
It's like
right?
the Anfield,
So,
right? It's like we got the draw. That felt right, but like
Yeah,
we could have
he's
won
good,
that
bro.
thing.
Yeah,
We
could
could have
won that thing.
We got to be skeptical.
My man,
This is the
Hojbjerg
year
could
where
have
we
scored.
win those things. That's what I feel. Is like this is the year where we're gonna win those ones where we could have, but we ended up with a tie. Scott M says, I may have my doubts going into this game, but I know after listening to Jacob and Ellie, I will have no doubts. With Bobby and Michael adding the needed analysis to boost their
Go,
passion.
Scott.
I want to know what
Scotty.
you're drinking, Scott.
Yeah.
I want what you're drinking, Scott.
I want Scott's
what
Kool-Aid
you're
today.
drinking.
I want Scott's Kool-Aid.
Scott's been on the whiskey.
The Bills are doing good, but
I
I love
think
it, Scott.
I think for me, for
Scott's on
us
the
to be
vibe.
successful against Chelsea, I think our wingback play is going to be essential. I don't know how confident I am that we'll see Perisic start over Sessegnon, just because we don't really know exactly where his fitness levels are and what the expectation for Conte needs to be for his fitness levels to be at a certain level. So for me, the wingback play has to be tremendous, as good, if not better, than it was against Southampton. Obviously, the front three need to be ticking against any time you're playing a team like Chelsea on the road. But I think more importantly for me, I think in the second half, it's going to be huge on when and who gets substituted onto the pitch. Because you have options like Richarlison. Let's say Perisic starts. You have a player like Sessegnon who's coming off a game where he scored. He's got a lot of confidence and he played very, very well. And then you have other options like Doughboy off the bench, who played really well last season before he got injured. He's coming back into the frame now. He got substituted on late on. Richarlison is available. If Kulusevski gets tired, if Son gets tired, and even if King gets tired, God forbid, Richarlison is now an option off the bench. Then you have guys in the midfield, Bissouma, who's going to start in the midfield. But regardless of who starts, you have Bissouma or Hojbjerg or Bentancur, or these are quality players that can come off the bench and truly make an impact at the end of this game on Sunday. So I think the substitutions are going to be just as important as who starts.
No, I
Yeah.
100% agree with you, Michael. It's funny you brought up Richarlison right at the same time as our buddy Nicholas says Richarlison will come on and make an impact. I've been hearing a few people that he's going to get on the score sheet this week. He's going to be hungry because he was suspended. Big up
You have
Aaron
you have
Dub.
a player with that caliber, like of that Premier League experience, who knows how to get it done on the road. Maybe not too often with Everton, but he's got experience. But you have real quality this year off the bench. It's not something that we had the luxury of in the entirety of last season. Let's not forget. So these are genuinely good, solid, quality options off the bench that can truly make an impact and can make or break. I mean, we can say it how it is. They can win or lose us games, depending on what Conte wants to do. But that, along with the wingbacks, man, I really want to see if Sessegnon gets another start. I really want to see him do well because he played very, very well against Southampton. I thought it was one of his best performances, like I said last week. But for me, I was really, really happy with the way he played, and I think he's got a real opportunity to get some momentum going if he can get some playing time under his belt. Remember, there's going to be a lot of games coming up now in this next month or so in some different competitions. So there's going to be plenty of game time for a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Big up James Joris in the house, one of the supporters of the podcast. You can be a supporter as well. We got a little ticker down there at the bottom. We're moving everything over because Anchor has a problem with my buddy BobbyK, and I don't know what it was.
Haters.
I was messaging with the mod. They said, "Nah, we don't accept that blood Canadian money, that maple syrup drenched Canadian money."
Nope.
And for whatever reason, Anchor's biased and they only like USA.
Racist.
So
Racist.
big racist. But you know what? We moved it, Bobby, because of you. We said we're done with this, people. So big ups to everyone who's already signed up to the Anchor, moving everything over to the Patreon. Michael mentioned it earlier in the stream. I got the link there pinned in the live chat. If you care to go on over, take a gander at what we have to offer. But big ups. I think the substitutions, to me, BobbyK, there's something that you said on a stream. I want to say like early last week or something, and it's something I've been thinking about for a while. You said to start with Sessegnon because if he is not performing adequately enough on the big stage versus a big boy opponent, then you can be better by bringing in Perisic. If Perisic comes on, looks flat and dull, you bring in Sessegnon, it's not really an upgrade. So I'm curious, do you feel the same way about, or well, I guess what would your solutions be for the right wing back position and our midfield?
Well, you know what, the midfield, it's funny. With the midfield, I think the option is which player do we really want to take out? Because Højbjerg and Bentancur were both great last week. I think the only reason that we're even debating the midfield thing is because we just want to see Basuma come in.
Yeah.
You know, now we have options there, and we can actually say that we want people in this place. Hey, Wikipedia. And we have different options that we want to see play. So I'm not too concerned about the midfield position as I am about the wing-back positions. Jacob already knows how I feel about the left wing-back position. I think Seth should start, and that way, if he doesn't perform, that we have somebody that can be an upgrade on him. And the fact that we're just nursing Perisic back into form and fitness, why are we going to try to drain him at his age for 90 minutes when we potentially could need him the rest of the season? With what you just said as well, with either starting Emerson and Doherty on the start Emerson, then we'll be fine. Yeah, if we could just combine Doherty and Emerson together, get Emerson,
then we'd have an adequate wing back.
We'd have a wing back problem solved. There we go. We just need Emerson. Okay, that's it. That's my answer to the question. If Emerson or Doherty start bad on that side, we can also put Perisic over there. So
Perisic is like the big Papa cleaner. He's the janitor.
I think we can
utility
play him on
man,
a
Swiss
wing.
Army knife.
He could play pretty much anywhere, except for the number 9 or 10.
I heard he could play striker. I've heard he can.
Well, he can play as a winger, so why can't he play as a striker? If
Why not?
Can do it, right? If
Why
Moore
not?
can do it, if Bergwijn can do it, then why not, right? But I think that we just want to keep some options on the bench that are going to impact the game. And if we start with all our best options, we don't leave us much room to switch things. For me personally, I think Emerson keeps his spot only because he didn't have an absolutely fantastic, outstanding, amazing game. He made some decent runs. He got by a few players. He wasn't night and day difference when we saw Doherty all of a sudden flip the switch at the end of last season where he just came out considerably bigger. Who's out injured?
Who's out injured, Alan? We got to know. Now I'm on pins and needles.
I know Longlay's out.
Yeah, Longlay's out.
He's
what
out.
happened,
For sure.
what happened with Clementine? What happened?
What's
Like a
happening?
quad
He's out.
injury, correct? It's
It
a quad
just
injury or
came.
I
something?
don't know what the injury is. I just know
So,
that he
yeah, I know
Bro,
it's a
he
leg,
played,
but I
bro,
don't
I
know
played
where.
8 minutes for the club, and he already picking
Yeah.
up an injury.
Well,
oh, my
that's
God.
maybe that's why everybody's going to start being happy that the fact that we only brought him in on a loan with no permanent option and a cheap loan too. So
Yeah.
maybe this is why it's a good
He
risk.
said Perisic.
to take,
It says Perisic is out
Perisic
injured.
is still injured.
That's the thing is I have a tab
So-
of Conte's presser from today, and I haven't listened to it. It's 20
Thank you,
minutes
Alan.
long. Was that?
I'm just saying thank you to Alan.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Minor injury. So, yeah, he's definitely not going to start, but he's going to come off the
Okay,
bench.
so he can come off though. But him
Yeah.
at 80% is still an option that we didn't have before. So
Yeah.
so there we go. So there's that problem solved with Doherty coming back from
Hell
injury
yeah.
as well.
Scott's
Perisic coming back, then Emerson and Seth start flying high.
Yeah.
Hopium.
Hopium. I love
Hey.
it. Hopium.
The hopium
Scott's
hitting.
drinking the Kool-Aid. Uh-oh.
Can I
Uh-oh.
just add something on Emerson as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just
Of
wanted
course.
to add a few things because Emerson, right? What I've noticed in the last 4 or 5 games that we played last season, he had a roaming role. He just popped up everywhere, and he did it again against Southampton. You noticed that he was on the right, then he was on the left, mainly on the left, but he roams. So I think when he roams, he's trying to link up play and get more confidence in his actual overall play. And I think Conte's giving him that license to roam because it is effective, because when he's situated just on the left, he gets confused sometimes, and he doesn't always pull his weight on the left. He'll not pull his weight, that's the wrong thing. He does pull his weight, but he's not always effective. But when he roams, he's a lot more effective. And I like that in his game. And I think Conte's told him to do that, because it's not just by fluke that he's doing it. I don't know
No,
if
I
you've
agree with
noticed,
you.
boys, but he does.
Yeah.
He moves around.
I thought he had his. Well, we said it on our recap podcast. Me and Jacob said it. We argued that I think it was his best performance in the Spurs shirt this past week. Emerson.
Yeah, definitely.
He was really, really good. I mean, 1 assist, another assist to an own goal, if you will. I count it as an
Yeah.
assist. He's got 2 in my book.
Yeah.
Boom.
But
On the 2022
Yeah.
season.
I
Come
think
on.
his passing, Elly, for me was the one thing that impressed me the most, is because he
Yeah.
stayed very composed in the final third. I mean, just look at his assist to Kulusevski. Last season, I would argue he wouldn't have made that pass, or it wouldn't have been as pinpoint
No.
as it was to Kulusevski, because you can tell that he gets a little bit more frantic, and his decision making just kind of goes nuts when he's in those pressurized situations in the final third. And I thought against Southampton he did a lot better than he did last season in those type of situations. That for
Yeah.
me, his awareness, his composure, and then his passing was the most impressive for me.
Yeah, and he's focused
to
as well.
Valencia.
He's
Yeah.
more focused. Those last 4 games he played, he was very, very focused. I like that, and that's the Conte effect, I think.
I mean, he's got a full preseason now under Conte, and we saw
Yeah.
throughout preseason as well, you could kind of tell that Conte was really backing him for that starting right wing back position, because we had just seen him so much throughout preseason. And then when we saw the first 11 against Southampton, I guess you could kind of maybe say it was a surprise, just because, Doughboy was back and he seems healthy now, but it wasn't really a surprise because we had just seen him so much under Conte in the preseason, and you could kind of get the feeling, at least for me, that he still likes him and he trusts him to a certain degree, trusts him enough at least for him to get a starting spot in this 11.
Well, I think that part of it is Conte rewards loyalty and following his orders. And if you
Yeah.
notice, Conte in the first half of every match is pretty much yelling at everyone that and to me it looks like they're doing stuff that he wants them to be doing differently. He's making the adjustments, and I think he likes to reward players like Hojbjerg who fight, whether you think his ball skills are good or not, Emerson Royale will run till his feet fall off. And
Yeah.
I think Conte rewards that. I think Conte rewards the loyalty And like I mentioned with Ndombele, he was just like, no, now you want to be loyal. You know, I think it's that Italian mafia Don like mindset that's like, if you're part of the film, you got enough when you care. Okay, you know. And I think if you're a part of that family, then Antonio Conte is going to put his arm around you, and you're going to be part of that. I mean, do you see Conte whenever he be hugging on Sonny? Like that's love making, and it's beautiful to watch and witness. I'm appreciative anytime Spurs put that footage out. So I think it's just he rewards that loyalty, and I think that's why we see Emerson pretty often, and I think that's why Doherty, when he does come back fully fit, he's going to get an opportunity to fight for that position, because he was very like, you know, I'll be on the left, I'll be on the right. Lucas Moura, same thing. He's now working a little bit at the wingback position. I think he just want to get some time, you know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right,
It's the
Jacob.
Conte
He's like
effect.
a general, isn't he? General Conte. He sends his troops out to battle, and if you carry out his orders, you're in his good books, and you're in for the next game. If you don't, then you're chopped, because he's a meticulous manager. He wants certain things. He demands a lot of things from his players, and 100% effort is always the case. He wants them to give 100%. If you've had a
110.
stinker and you've still given 100%, you're in Conte's good books.
Do you think Conte at the end of games looks at the kit and is like, it's not green enough, you need to work harder? And I think Romero comes back and his thing is all dirty, and you know what I mean? He always gets a free pass. But pick up Bobspur TV in the chat. He says, I'll back any player who wears our shirt, but let's say it, the bar for Emerson has been set so low. Anything is progression. Let's hope it improves. Big up, lads, ladies, and whatever BobbyK is. BobbyK is beloved. Whatever he may be, he's loved.
He always gets a shout out from the chat.
I'm a piece of milk chocolate with legs, arms, and a head.
That's
and
a great
heart
visual.
that beats blue just for you, baby.
Big up, Stuart. Big up, Stuart.
Hey,
A little bit different than last night, huh?
Yeah.
I wanted to
tuned in
ask
last night.
I wanted to ask a question to all of you, and I'll go ahead and start with Elly. Elly, I wanted to get your thoughts first.
I'm ready.
Based on what we've seen from Kulusevski in that first game, just how brilliant he was, how he really kind of, you could argue, took the game by the scruff of the neck in a way, really controlled the tempo, controlled our possession in the final third. When you see a performance like that, how confident does it make you feel going into this game against Chelsea, and plus knowing that Richarlison is also an option off the bench? Like for me, obviously Kane and Son, they didn't have their best performance against Southampton, but I feel like this is a game where they can really get up for it. But I mean, having Kulusevski and Richarlison as those options as well really does excite me.
Yeah, it fills me with such energy and such confidence that we've got Kulu in the side. What a fantastic player. Intelligent, uses the ball so
strong, thick. He's got some girth.
Rubbish.
Yeah, he's got some girth. And what I like
What's up,
about
Parker?
him most, when he receives the ball, he's got a picture in his mind like all the great players have got. And he knows when to release the ball. A lot of our players in the past in those positions, they've got all the skills and all the trickery, and then when it comes to the final pass, they let us down. But Kulu doesn't, and he's got a sweet left foot to go with it as well, which is an added bonus, because he can get us goals as well as assists. So I'm very excited going into the Chelsea game, and he fills me with confidence that we've got Kulu backing up with Kane and Sonny. You know, you can't get a better three than that. And whoever says there's a better three in their team, they're lying.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, Elly, there, because Kulu's coming good, and I don't mean that in any other inappropriate way. I'm looking at you, Bobby. I see you smirking. Alan Sibley touches on exactly what I was talking about earlier, that Levy needs to take a hit on Ndombele, Lo Celso, and give Winks away. Hey, that's what I said with the Lo Celso deal. There may not be no option to buy, but if they're covering 50, 60, 70% of the wages, that's big ups. That's thank you, Villarreal. We appreciate you. Hopefully you can sell some kits and end up buying him when the loan's over. But He's going to come back to Spurs, it looks like. Hopefully not. Hopefully he does really well in a Getafe or a Valente or whatever. They'll come in for him and they'll have a good old time because he plays for everyone else. He plays superbly. He shows that he can actually be a footballer. But when he puts on that lily white, for some reason, he just looks like a kid in a sandbox looking down at his feet, playing clumsy like he's trying to walk. So, again, Lo Celso, really glad that he's going. Whatever they pay is a big plus. What's up, Corbin? Corbin's in the house. Says Jacob likes the girth. You already know. Oh, buddy, you already
I thought he
know.
liked it a little too much.
Elly knows best.
You know it.
We got
You know
Parker
it.
Mahai Hotspur.
Oh, stop kissing Ellie's ass.
I bet not let my husband hear that one.
You know, Michael, I feel like,
yeah.
did anyone ask you how you felt about going into this match? Did I ask, or was I a bad friend?
I think so. No, I think you did.
Did I?
I don't
Bobby,
know.
were you here? Did I? How are you feeling, buddy, going into this match?
Buddy, I'm on pills, so don't ask me to remember anything past an hour ago, man. I'm right jacked up. Okay,
He's out of it.
I'm happy. I love everybody right now. Okay,
Hell yeah, I love it.
except for Chelsea and their fans.
I think
fuck 'em.
going into Sunday, I'm more confident now because of how well the team played. Just the team performance we talked about it, Jacob, on our recap. The team performance was the thing that I enjoyed the most because obviously Kane and Son weren't at their best, but we still found a way to truly dominate the game, and we did. We did dominate the game. Once we equalized, there was really no coming back for Southampton at that point, at least in my opinion. After we equalized, after Sessegnon's goal, I don't think there was a single minute from that moment on where I had any doubt that we weren't going to win that game. It's just the way we played, the way we dominated. And I mentioned it. The midfield was impressive. Our wing backs played great. Obviously, we had a player in the front three in Kulusevski who really shined. And like I said, really took the game by the scruff of the neck for a really good chunk there of that game. So going into Chelsea this weekend, I'm feeling better just because of how the team played. And the reason why I'm also feeling confident is because I'm gonna back Kane and Son to really put on a show at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. I really do think that they're going to bounce back. I don't think they're gonna have more than one game in a row where they, give a dud, I guess you could argue. I mean, Son did still have an assist, but I don't think he impacted the game in the way that we've been used to or accustomed to seeing from him. I think Chelsea's going to be a different story. Either him, Kane, one of those two are going to play well, and then I'm also backing for Kulusevski to ride this momentum that he's on right now. So for me, I'm feeling confident, man. Hopefully, like I said, these substitutions that Conte will make a really big impact. We have Richarlison off the bench. We're probably going to have Perisic off the bench, so they're there, man. And Big Dick Basuma's on the bench. Yeah, Big Dick Basuma's on the bench. Like,
I don't think he gets
I'm
the start
confident right
either.
now. I think I'm confident right now just because of the way we played. Chelsea didn't look that great in their first game. They only won 1-0. So for me, look, I think this is a game where we can really show that to the rest of the league that we are serious this year about a top 3, top 2. Hell, man, everything's on the table right now. But all I will say is we have a real big chance to make a really big statement this weekend.
Speaking of things on the table or just putting it on the table in general, you kind of touched on the fact that you think Sonny and Kane are going to come good this time around. And I see Alan Sibley in the chat. He's saying it's good performance, but it was Southampton. I agree. There are levels to the competition, but you can only play who you're up against at the same time.
Yeah.
We're fortunate enough that early in the season we're getting a struggling Chelsea. We're getting a lower tier Southampton. We're getting these teams, quite frankly, I think the first 5 games favor us very heavily.
Hey Jacob, you could so look, you could say yes that it was Southampton, but Chelsea struggled against Everton. What does that say about Chelsea then?
Yeah.
Like I get where you're coming from, Alan, but also on the other side of that coin,
Everton barely avoided relegation.
Chelsea barely scraped by a team like Everton, like you mentioned, Jacob, barely scraped by the relegation zone. They didn't look that good in their first game either. So you could make the same argument the other way around. And look, if there's anything to really build on, it's momentum, right? Especially in this league. When you have confidence and you're going into a London derby like Chelsea-Tottenham, it's going to make you feel a lot better and much more confident, no matter who's playing. You know what I mean? Like, it could be Tottenham getting more confidence or Chelsea. Even though we don't have the best record against Chelsea, it's a London derby. We know that we get up for London derbies most of the time, and especially under this squad with Conte, and now a full preseason with him as well. That's what makes me a little bit more confident than if, let's say, it was January this time last season. Like, obviously, it's different. It's different.
Yeah, but I feel like kind of what you were talking about earlier, though, too. The fact that they didn't score, I think that only bodes well for Kane and Son, because they're going to be extra hungry. Conte's going to be wanting more from them. He's going to be getting them to dig deeper than, So I think this is going to be a good thing. It's a multitude of outside circumstances, with Chelsea, with their players. They just got rid of a deep threat in Timo Werner. I know they got Sterling in, but I'm not afraid of him. I know he backs it up real well. But we don't have to worry about that because Romero... Romero knows what to do with a bin over Sterling. So at the end of the day, though, their squad's not deeper than ours or stronger than ours. And I feel that way. Just even if we have Ben Davies and Dyer out there, I'm not really concerned about them. I don't think Koulibaly's going to be able to go the full 90. He was struggling to put 70 minutes out there versus Everton. I'm not scared. I'm feeling the big dick energy. I'm feeling the vibe. I'm riding the wave. I feel like we're going to go stomp them. I was being conservative earlier in the week because I was like, I want to temper my expectations. It is Southampton, XYZ. At the end of the day, though, when it comes down to it, this is Tottenham Hotspur, baby. We can do anything or we can lose anything. And I'm choosing to believe that we're going to win this thing. Break the curse. It's done. It's done. Big girth energy. Yes, sir. Big girth energy. And anyway, that's my little rant. I think anything's possible. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but especially with Chelsea struggling the way that they're struggling, anything can happen.
Like, if you look at that game, they played Everton, a team like Michael already said that were in a relegation battle, and on top of that, their goal came in 9 minutes of extra time on a penalty at the end of the first half that was pretty much given to them. So, why that extra 9 minutes was added on in the first place when there was no major injury or anything?
It was because somebody fainted in the crowd.
Is that what it was? Okay, so I didn't see that. Okay, so that's what
there was a medical emergency. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, I see. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So okay, thank you for that. So
that's all right.
But that's what it took. Is basically the point. A penalty, an extra time. That's it. So if we just don't make stupid defensive errors, there's no reason we can't take it to them.
No, I agree. Want to take this moment real quick, this chance, this opportunity to let you guys know that if you haven't already, click the like, click the subscribe on our channel. Also, THFC Till I Die, Miss Elly's channel as well. 3 Spurs Boys with BobbyK as well. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button on all 3 of these channels. We greatly appreciate all the support so far. And if you are interested in becoming an official sponsor of the show, hit the link www.patreon.com/United Spurs of America. There's different tiers with different perks. We have a description under every single plan that you can have, but the official supporter is $3.99. Any and all support would be greatly appreciated. Just want to give a shout out to our sponsors as well. But
James
Jacob,
Jors,
I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful.
Yeah. I'm just going to run through the sponsor list real quick.
Mile High Hotspur as well.
Of course. Actually, Elly, will you...
They're our sister channel now. We've joined with them, so they're great
boys. Will you put the
Leo and
THFC
Parker.
Till I Die? Will you put that in the chat? The channel link. I think I tagged you, but I don't know if it worked because it's not like highlighted or nothing in the description. Same thing with you, BobbyK. So apologies.
Yeah.
I will get better at this. I swear.
Don't worry. Do you know
Corbin
what
says
I
y'all need
liked
Bitcoin donations. I'll send some sats. It's all too confusing for me, buddy. I remember when you tried to explain it to me, but Scott M., I'll never support this channel. You already do, my friend. You were actually the first Patreon member. Because we moved everything over to Patreon for you and our brothers up north of the border. I don't know why I did that
You guys
accent
are pirates
for
now,
the Canadians.
BobbyK. Yeah, apparently you're pirates now, BobbyK.
Yeah, apparently Canadians are pirates, but There you go. Support the USA boys.
Thank
Big
you
up
for your
CQ.
donation, me matey.
Oh, thank you for your pound of booty. But
It won't let me because I'm in the 3 Spurs boys account. I'm not. I got to switch accounts. Give me a second here. I'll add that.
do as Alan Sibley says. Give the like button. A good seeing to everyone. Oh, yeah. Big up, Alan. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for being a loyal fan and supporter of the channel. Mile High Hotspur says, big up the parent. Oh, there she goes. See that?
She'll be back.
There she goes. Yeah, she'll be back. Big up everyone in the chat. This is a good moment to say big up Tricky One, aka I remember you used to be Sam Lee. Don't think I forgot. OGs remember. Big up to you. I know you and Scott having a little debate in the chat. Big ups to you both. Kevin Fletcher. Yeah, big up. 30 years of this fixture has always been crazy depressing. Believe me, a strong performance and a draw would be as good as a win.
I agree. I think anything a 1 point or above is what I'm hopeful for sure. Jacob, would you like to get into the predicted 11 and score predictions for our match against Chelsea?
Yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. You
wanna
want me to
kick
kick
us
this
off?
thing off?
Go ahead. man.
Honestly, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy.
There it is. BobbyK just put the link in the chat, so make sure to click the link.
Go on over to
everyone.
3 Spurs boys.
3 Spurs boys. 3 Spurs boys.
3 Spurs boys. They're great. They had Elly Gold on, so they're big timers. I'm surprised,
They are
Bobby
big
K. We
timers.
could that the commission rate that we gave you is sufficient enough, which is pretty much just
It'll
a
do for
virtual
now.
hug.
It'll do for now.
The virtual hugs will do for now. Okay.
Yeah, the topless photos of Michael's dog are really,
Perfect.
just so
Perfect.
cute. So
Thank you.
When you say topless photos, all I can think about is Young Man Daddy's Calvin Klein photo shoot.
oh god,
Yeah.
please don't put that up
Yeah.
again.
I
I've
know.
seen that photo
Hey.
74,000 times in the last week.
And that's I blame that on
was-
I blame that on myself and Colin and mostly Cube because Cube couldn't stop talking about it. So big up Cube. And late night streams if you don't know.
As her screensaver, her lock screen, and picture on the fridge.
I showed it to my daughters and they said he's still single, isn't he, Mum?
Yes he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sophia, you're not.
No, Sophia's taken. Unfortunately, by a Chelsea fan.
Oh,
Ooh, that's
Oh
brutal.
no.
My thoughts and
Twitter out.
prayers. My condolences.
Twitter out.
Well, since Ellie's back, Michael, should we let her tell us why? What's the main reason why she dislikes Chelsea the most?
Absolutely.
Being that she's
Absolutely.
from
Right.
in
There's
17.
so many reasons. The main reason is because they've just sort of steamrolled their way up to the top by false money, horrible money, and I don't know. They're just arrogant as well. They're arrogant and they think they're it. They think they own London. All right, yeah, you've won 2 Champions Leagues. Well, we got to a Champions League final as well. It isn't that difficult, right? But the thing is, it's just, they make me sick because they always feel that they're better than us. And they haven't got a history, really. Before they had all this money, they had won a few trophies, but nothing to write home about. I mean, we were doing things way before them. And they've just sort of steamrolled their way to the top by using everything dirty, everything dirty in the book. And they also buy lots of players and don't play them. That they, like Mo Salah, they bought him. What I really wanted Mo Salah for Spurs. They bought him and they never hardly played him. So there's so many things about them.
thank you.
De Bruyne too.
I don't like their song.
De Bruyne?
I don't like their manager now. The only thing I liked about them was Gianfranco Zola. I couldn't dislike that player.
Oh, he was great. I
I
love
couldn't dislike him. I loved him so much. I wanted him to come to Spurs. But he went to Chelsea because they had all the lira, it's just, I just feel that they're arrogant as well. They're arrogant and they look down on everybody. Like when we played them, when we drew 2-2 when we were going for the league. They were so dirty against us as well. I didn't like that.
Yeah, the battle
Everything
at the
about
bridge,
them.
I think, cemented
Yeah.
my hate for Chelsea. But
Yeah.
like for me, I became a Spurs fan in 2014, Ellie.
Wow.
So
So 8 years.
my first good memory about Chelsea, or I guess like our rivalry against Chelsea, was the 5-3 game on New Year's Day
Yeah.
at the Lane, where Harry Kane scored the brace. I think
Yeah.
Chadley scored one, Danny
That's a
Rose scored
Chadley.
one, and
Yeah.
then Townsend scored a penalty. But
Yeah.
Harry Kane, I think that was also the game where I cemented my love for Harry Kane as well.
Okay.
But ever since the Battle of the Bridge, where Diego Costa was a shithead, Fabregas was a
Yeah.
shithead, like just everyone on that team was shitheads. And when Hazard scored that curler into the top corner, I think that was what really did it for me. I think
Yeah.
that was the final straw. I said, "Fuck Chelsea forever and ever till I die."
Yeah. And do you remember that
yeah.
in that game as well? Like Dembele, who's the sweet as pie, a player
He
that's
hated
full
Chelsea.
of craft.
He
Yeah, and
hated
Diego
Chelsea.
Costa, he got right up his skin and he wanted to poke him in the eye.
I think he
That's how
did.
bad it
He
got.
did, but they didn't have
He was-
VAR, so he got away with it.
Yeah. You know, when you see how much they wound us up that game and their shithousery, they got the 2-2 draw. We should have won that game. But we probably wouldn't have even won the league. But it's just
No.
that game.
But it had,
So-
but the fact that it was Chelsea though, like it had to
Yeah.
be Chelsea. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what did it for me. I was like, God. And the worst part is it was Chelsea. The only thing that could make it worse was if it was Arsenal. But
Yeah. And everybody was losing to Leicester, weren't they? Everybody. It was like a conspiracy against Spurs, right? And,
May I admit something on this stream?
Yes, of course you can.
One, if you've ever, I don't know if in, thank you, Elly. I don't know if y'all have like stores where stuff that doesn't sell, like at the malls or sports shops or whatever. They go to stores in America called like Ross or Marshalls or things of that nature. BobbyK, I don't know if you have anything like that in Canada.
Marshalls and Winners up here, yeah.
Okay, so I remember I needed some like athletic shorts, and I was young, I was like 14, 15, and my mom bought me some Chelsea Champions League shorts, and I didn't know what that was at the time. I was just like, oh, okay, it's like a Blue Lion thing, that's cool, whatever. And I didn't really know, and then like, so I started becoming a fan of the sport more, in my adult life, and then I picked Tottenham, as every American has to do at some point, pick your team. I loyally picked the cock and ball because how can you stray away from it? The decal is so sexy. I mean, come on. It was calling to me in the night. I mean, even in my bathroom, there's like a little splotch on the paint that looks like a little cockerel on the ball. So it's one of those things. But my point with saying all that was I saw those shorts. They popped up when we were moving, my wife and I, and those shorts popped up, and I was like, I used to wear these damn things all the time, not knowing what the hell I was wearing. And now it's just like they're in a box underneath a bed, stuffed away somewhere, and maybe I should burn them for a YouTube video or something. I don't know.
100%. On Monday.
live stream of burning the
Flush them
shorts.
down the toilet.
But I swear, I didn't know. I had no idea. I didn't know better. You know what I mean? Don't get mad at me. I don't even think I've told you that, Michael, that I own a piece of Chelsea apparel.
It's a shameless thing, but you didn't know what you were doing.
No, I don't think my mom knew either. If she knew, she would know better. But we all didn't know. We were a family. We were out with no. I think this was really before the Premier League was even really shown on TV here. Didn't really start happening until later. Mile High Hotspur. Yes, you are Benedict Campbell. That is correct.
Benedict Campbell.
Okay, so last night, shout out to Hotspur Hood, Tommy, Colin, everybody over there. We were on the late night chill with Colin.
Yeah.
I love Leo.
watch
I love Leo, but he was basically dogging the U.S. men's national team and big upping England national team, and I was like, I was just like, bro, where do you live? Where's your address?
He's
What's
from
your driver's
Denver.
license? What's your passport? And he's just like, he just said he supported him because of Tottenham. So because they're we used to be the spine of their team.
I support them when
Right.
when they're playing just a random team. Like I supported them in the Euros because of Harry Kane, obviously.
Yeah.
But like I think this is Elly.
That's a
I
good
said
idea.
I told
And I'll
Jacob
be
this is going to
supporting
be the
Denmark
first
as well.
time. This is going to
For
be the
obvious
first time
reasons.
where I am not rooting for Harry Kane. Like I will actually be rooting for Harry Kane to lose. Like when the World Cup
Oh.
plays, I have never rooted for Harry Kane to lose, and I will for the first time in November.
But if
Oh, yeah.
the USA go out, you'll be rooting for Harry Kane, I presume.
I will. Yeah. I will.
No,
Yeah.
no,
I will.
because I'll be too salty that we got knocked out.
Okay.
What'd you say, Bobby?
I don't really have any ties besides against like Alphonso Davies. I don't really care for the Canadian national team, Bobby. I'm sorry, man. Also, like CONCACAF rivalry.
Yeah, we're too
Yeah.
much of a
We're too
rival.
close. We're
with
too close,
with
I guess.
Canada and Mexico. Like, I mean, big ups them. I will say that I'd rather someone from this hemisphere win the World Cup than
Yeah, I guess
that
that is
hemisphere.
true. I guess
So
that is true.
I'll
But
definitely.
then I guess they could always have like bragging rights over us, though. I guess that's like for me.
Oh yeah,
that
you
would
never
be
hear
mine.
the end of it.
Yeah, we would never hear
Well,
the
it's
end of it.
traditionally
That's okay. We can't even
Europe and South America, isn't it? That win the World Cup.
It just seems weird to me, if you've never lived somewhere, you don't have family from somewhere, you don't have any ties to, you just support. But hey, if it's Tottenham that made you a fan, I can respect it. Leo, like I said, it's all love. But come World Cup time, we ain't cool, bro. We beefing. But as soon as the World Cup's
Yeah.
over, you're my
I like
friend again.
Leo's
We're
response
back to
to
home.
you.
Aaron, real quick, one of my best friends, Aaron,
Oh,
is
sorry.
a QPR fan, a
Oh my
diehard
God.
QPR fan.
My
And
husband's a QPR fan
Yeah.
as well.
I remember
Elly,
that. Elly.
when it was Harry Kane and Charlie Austin who were like battling it out in 15-16 for the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
Me and
Yeah.
him were like on top of the world that season,
Yeah.
and they actually had gotten relegated, even though Charlie Austin was in the running for the Golden Boot. They still got
Oh,
relegated
no.
that year.
Oh no. He's been released now.
Yeah, I saw he went back a few, last year or the year before.
Yeah.
He rejoined QPR, but yeah, I saw he got released.
Leo, my argument to this, he says
Leo's
still beats
got you.
wearing. No, he didn't. Because here's the difference. Wearing Chelsea shorts when you just thought it was a blue lion, and I didn't even know what Champions League was. So he's a conscious adult making the adult decision to support a national team that ain't got nothing to do with his life or his
Oh,
family's
now-
life.
now in Leo's
Except for
def-
1776.
In Leo's defense here now, you said you liked it because there was one blue lion. Well, maybe he likes the three lions.
Yes, he does. Come on, Leo.
Them
We're
damn
with you,
lions,
boy.
man.
Come on to the
Them
England
damn
side.
lions. You know what? At
I
the
got
end
you,
of the day,
Leo. I got your back, brother.
he got me kind
I
of
got
heated.
your
The
back
stream
too.
ended. The stream ended. I'll be candid. The stream ended, and I was like, "Yo, man, that's like what? Like
blasphemy.
what?"
It's blasphemy.
And he told me his side, and at the moment I didn't want to hear it, but I've slept on it. Leo, I love you. You're my homie for life, bro. But come November, that's all I gotta say. And if I can't root for England at this point because everyone's rooting for America's downfall.
Listen, when we were playing at Wembley, I was with my brother Aggie, and there was some fans in front of us, and they had northern accents, and they were from Burnley. I just couldn't believe that people from Burnley would support Spurs because they're really loyal to Burnley. They really are loyal to their own area. But I was amazed. Oh, you see, so people can switch.
From C-Cube, that's harsh.
Uh-oh.
Aaron Dubs.
Lads, all bants aside, how far do you think a realistic goal in the World Cup for you guys? I think making it out of group stage is
Yeah.
if we can get out of there, that's a huge win. Now, if we win that group, I'm partying like we won the whole thing, baby. I don't
Yeah.
care at that point. Anything is just extra sauce on the blossom. So for me, I'd be ecstatic if we could finish top of that because Elly, I'm sorry, I love you. You're never going to hear the end of it.
I know.
Mile High Hotspur, you're definitely never going to hear the end of it because, the British are coming, and they lost. I hope that's what I get to say to you.
Yeah. I'm going to be tuning into your shows then if you make it because they'll be very entertaining.
Whoa.
You'll be coming up with a lot of
Cube
analogies.
and Leo are
Cube
at it.
Cube
They're
coming in
close.
hot.
Benedict
Cube and
Campbell.
Leo are at it.
Hey, we can't have our
Yay.
supporters, our official sponsors going at it, but it makes for good talk.
Makes for good content.
Fair
little
play,
bit of
Jacob. I
banter,
agree.
nothing
Come
wrong.
November, we're enemies. I mean, you live in America. I don't understand why we have to be, but yet here we are.
Yeah, but he's in Colorado. You're in Texas, so it's okay.
That's true. That's
He
true.
must have an English grandmother.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. Or great
You're rooting for
grandmother.
England team, then you're rooting for Saka when he scores. Well, see,
up, Aaron
to be
Doof.
fair, I'm rooting for England, and yeah, I root for every player that's on the team when they're in that kit. So doesn't
You
matter
root
what
for
club.
England too, Bobby?
I was born in Leicester.
Okay, well, see, that makes more sense. Okay, I support you
I've supported
supporting.
England since I
I
was
support
born,
you.
man.
I support you. Nothing to say. But if you lived in America your whole life and you started being like, oh, well, go England, I just have a hard time
to be
digesting.
fair, if you go to my son's school, either one of the boys, the amount of kids that are walking around with a Brazil shirt or a French shirt, or they've got shit all ties. They couldn't even. They don't even know who R9 is. They don't even know who Michael Plantini is. They don't know who,
Pele.
You know, they don't know who these legends of the game were at all. And I'm not talking Pele going that far back even. I'm talking even their parents' generation kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
They don't even, they might know who Mbappe is. That's about it. They don't even know who Lloris is. And they're walking around, oh, we're big France fans. And it's because
They're
on the
winners.
bandwagon of whoever won. man.
Yeah.
That's just the way. If you don't have a parent or some sort of somebody to guide
But see,
you
your
in terms
kids,
of
if
the
you're
team.
BobbyK, if your kids went for England, I'd also understand that. My dad was born in Leicester. That's
Yeah.
like okay, I get that.
Yeah.
It's like my dad was born in Arkansas and my mom was born in El Paso. So who am I going to support? And if we're going, that's just kind of where I guess it just I try to see it from Leo's perspective, and maybe other people share the same perspective, which is like he became a fan of Tottenham first, and then he saw a bunch of Tottenham players in the England national team, so then he just supported them. It was a natural segue, like, so I can see
It could have
that.
also been when he's younger that he's watching Team USA, and let's face it, the USA didn't start getting really good into football until the 90s, after you hosted the World Cup in '94.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
see
that's what did
USA
it.
significantly start investing into their football programs and investing into the MLS, and you saw the massive growth of the MLS over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So that being said, Leo, I know, is not that much younger than me, so I could see him being young, growing up with the David Beckham and the Alan Shearers and the Gaza, and saying, "Wow, these are the team I want to support." And fair play to Leo, because that could have been the time that's when Brazil and Italy, and they were the main guys, kind of thing, that everybody was jumping on the bandwagons for.
So-
Like the Baggios and Del Piero, all that stuff and everything, and then of course Ronaldinho and
Yeah.
Real Ronaldo and Bebeto and everything. So, you know what? I'm curious,
Yeah.
Leo. So
I'm okay now,
Leo.
though.
If you're still in here, my man, I'm just curious. Do you
It's like,
support them because when you were little you just liked the team that was England,
Yeah,
or
that's
is there something that trickled down from family? Maybe, like you say, he's got a grandmother that was born in England or something, or maybe he was on a trip in England and he dated a really hot
Yeah.
English girl that he still has.
Hey, there you go.
fondness for.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
never
that's
know,
why
right?
sometimes I root
Maybe.
for Brazil. I ain't gonna lie. I used to have a Brazilian girlfriend.
Yeah.
She was very nice.
Brazilian girls are
That's
nice.
smart.
No,
Well, that's
but-
just being smart.
It's
then.
like when
think
you know
this is-
when Greece won the Euros in 2004, right? Every Cypriot person became Greek from Greece.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
They really did.
Even the
No, that's
Turkish,
fair
even
point.
the Turkish were Greek that day.
So I think this is a good
Yes.
moment to say that on this channel, we're going to be bringing, during the World Cup, we're going to be bringing some U.S. men's national team content. Hope anyone interested. This has been a great conversation. I know this is a Chelsea preview, and I don't want us to harp too much more about this subject, because I feel like there's going to be a whole bunch to talk about when we're building up to it. The weeks leading up to the World Cup, and then the World Cup itself.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot going on. So, Bobby, I hope you can join us as well when we do some of that. Elly, you're more than welcome, of course.
Yeah.
You're always welcome on our channel, Elly. But
Thank you.
Michael, I'm going to ask you. I know that you brought it up earlier. Then we lost Elly, or you brought it up when we lost Elly for a little
the
bit.
internet.
So, I want to ask you about your predicted 11. I know you wanted me to kick it off, but I
kick
say
it
what do you think? We get everyone's 11 and then we do scores?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I think we'll see a similar 11 to the one we saw against Southampton. I actually don't think there's going to be any changes as well. I'm having Hugo in net, Romero, Dyer, and Davies in the back line. Emerson, Bentancur, Højbjerg, and Sessegnon with Kulusevski, Son, and Kane up top. I think it's going to be the same 11, and I truly do think we're going to get a result. I'm just going to say it now. 2-1 Spurs. Kulusevski and Kane are scoring.
Nice. Who's scoring for them? Or how do we fuck up? How about that? Is it a set piece? I can see it being a set piece.
Yeah, maybe like a corner. Yeah, a corner. Thiago Silva.
Okay.
Yeah.
BobbyK, what you got?
I'm sticking to my 3-1 scoreline, buddy.
What about your predicted 11?
I like I said, I don't see a reason to change anything. Because we had a slow start, but the second half was significantly better. When there's that much of a drastic improvement from the first half to the second half, and you saw the team gelled a little bit and everything, we got the result we wanted. You know, that game, especially when we went down 1-0 to Southampton at home, knowing that Arsenal had won as well and everything, we were already in a position where we were, as me as a fan, especially over the previous seasons, I was like, oh my God, here we go. Like, here we go. We're going to lose this game on a little bloody ball that was banged into the ground and bounced over our goalie, and this is how our season's going to start, and it was just going to be turmoil. But the fact that we bounced back and scored 3 goals, and not from the guys we expect them from, was, to me, a very, very telling sign of what we are going to accomplish now as a team, and not just as forcing the 2 collective units of Son and Kane to do everything for us. We're all shouldering the load. So if we can maintain the team mentality, I don't see why we can't go in there and get a result against a disjointed team that's in turmoil, that doesn't have a striker. There's no reason that we can't plug up that back line against them. And if they get anything, I can see it coming in off a wing and maybe like a deflected goal off something. I don't think they really even have too much to offer in the set piece area as well. Well, on the free kicks they do, but do they have any big guys left to take headers, really? They got Koulibaly back there, Silva's back there, but the rest of their team is
Thiago
small.
and Koulibaly is who I'd say.
That's what I'm saying. With the rest of their team, when you look at it, there's not a lot of height left in there, right? Havertz is what, 5'11"?
Jorginho's small too.
Yeah. So,
How big is Reece James?
He's about 6 foot something.
Yeah,
he's quite a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah, but so I'm sticking with my 3-1. I'm gonna give the first one. I'm gonna give it to Kane because I think he's gonna be hungry, like you guys said. I can see Decky coming in and getting our second. Our third one. Our second one's gonna be Dyer. Our third one will be Kulu finishing it off.
Okay.
I'm gonna give another one to Dyer just because I want to see. Is it Moondog that's got the bet on? The Dyer bet to score every game or something like that? So they got Moondog.
And the one time he didn't, Dyer came up trumps, apparently.
Oh, he didn't bet on him last week?
No, that's what I heard. I'm not sure if it's true, but that's what I heard. Maybe Moondog can come and enlighten us if he's on this show.
Elly.
Yes. I think he's not going to change the starting 11 either because he's got no reason to, because nobody let him down, and he's a loyal manager. He won't because it will send out the wrong message as well. You played well, but I'm dropping you.
Exactly.
Know? He's not that type of manager. He's a consistent manager who's strong on his beliefs. And if he feels the player is given 100%, he's not going to drop him. And everybody was so committed in that game. The intensity, the fitness, the pressing, it's very impressive. So I can't see any changes. And I'm actually going to go 3-2 because I think they can score against us still. Because they've got their danger men. Even though they haven't got a natural striker, they're very tricky. And they weren't at their best against Everton. But they always step up their game against us. So I'm going to go 3-2. Stick by my guns. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
What about you, Jacob?
He's flicked the hair back.
We're smashing it, man. We're smashing it. I fucked up my hair, but I don't care because we're smashing it at the bridge. I think it's going to be one hell of a game. I was thinking it was going to be back and forth, but you know what? There's something inside that tells me we are going to go fucking smash them. 4-1, because we're not going to keep a clean sheet, but Harry Kane's going to bag 2. Son's either going to get 2 or he's going to get 1, and I think Kulu gets back on the score sheet as well. And we get back to our front 3 dominating, and then everyone talking about how fantastic we are. No one can stop us. We're winning the league. I'll probably join on that surfboard. Hey, and go daddy, come on.
You're riding it, baby.
Yeah, come on. That's where I'm at. So I don't want to get too hyped on it, but I will. C-Cube says I'm rooting for USA like a true patriot, followed by, oh, what's up, C-Cube? That is World Cup talk. Wika, what's up? Super happy that both Son and Kane are nominated for the Ballon d'Or, as are we. Actually, I got super excited. Then I heard how long the list was, and I got a little not as excited. But it's still very good that there's some recognition being shown their way. And Hugo Lloris.
If we get the 4-1, Jacob, can we have the official burning of those shorts, please?
Oh, absolutely. Well,
You heard
I'll
it here.
ensure we make it happen, Ellie.
Yeah.
Just for you.
I want to
Just
see
for
it.
you. If it's
Let's do it.
4-1,
Something
if it's
special.
4-1.
If I get that prediction right, I'll burn them shorts. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it remains to be seen what actually does happen on Sunday. Just want to say real quick, though, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another United Spurs of America live stream. Obviously, a big one this Sunday. Want to take a quick moment also to thank Miss Elly from THFC Till I Die and
My
BobbyK
pleasure.
from 3 Spurs Boys for joining us today. Both of you
Thanks
guys
for having me, buddy.
definitely have special places in both me and Jacob's hearts. But once again,
Very, very special.
on the record officially, thank you guys so much for joining us today. It's been truly always fun to have both of you guys on. Also want to thank everyone in the chat as well for joining us today. Really good engagement today. Really good conversations as well. You guys got us off the rails today, but we didn't care. We were here for the World Cup talk, and we're here for you, and I know you're here for us. But Jacob, any other shout outs that you want to give besides the official sponsors?
Well, first and foremost, I will run through those sponsors. Again, we started off on Anchor. We're over on Patreon now. I have the link there pinned on the top of the chat. If you want to become an official supporter, please go check out our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/United Spurs of America. Really easy to get to, really easy to see the options there. We're still growing. We're still getting our legs and our feet and our wings and our feathers, but we're getting close here to taking flight, and we appreciate everyone who has come on the show, like Bobby, Elly, obviously. We appreciate you guys tremendously, but we also appreciate everyone in the chat. If you can, hit that like and subscribe. It is free, but if you want to go above and beyond the next mile, please don't hesitate. Go over to that Patreon, become an official supporter of the channel. Again, I'll run through those names real quick. Big shout out to James Joris, J. Coe, 3 Spurs Boys. We got him pending. We got Mile High Hotspur, Leo COYS in the house. He's also a sponsor. C Cubed, Ja Dank, Alex Wood, and Scott M. Scott M was the official first Patreon member because I DM'd him real late when Michael and I set that Patreon up, and he signed up right away. So be like Scott M, be pragmatic, and also go and be a supporter of the channel. Big ups to everyone who wants to see us grow. Bobby, before we sign off, when are you on next?
What the hell day is it today?
Today is Friday.
Right, shit, man. I gotta do
Sunday?
I gotta do the We Are Tottenham TV show with Brian Daigle tonight. The show that they've teamed up to do with Tottenham on Tour and We Are Tottenham TV.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I'll be
nice.
tuning in for that one.
He's gonna kill me. I can't remember the name of it now. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight for us. And then Sunday, me and Kuva will be back with our Kuva and the Kang at 5 p.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. For those of you in the England. And so we'll wrap up the weekend that way. And I'm gonna leave it at that before I get something wrong here because I don't know.
Don't talk.
Big ups. And Elly, when are you all live next over there?
We're on live tomorrow at 9 p.m. British GMT time.
There you go.
We're doing the preview Chelsea game on THFC Till I Die. And then on Sunday, we're doing a watch-along, our first watch-along. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
There you go. Join Elly for the game on Sunday as well.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of passion.
Yeah, definitely.
Got to bring that. Scott M., I made you a mod, buddy. Don't fret. You are now a mod. I think there was just a night I was making everybody mods. I was Oprah Winfrey out here. You're a mod. You're a mod.
Well, I respond to that saying 1 Canadian per channel because there's channels he's on, I'm not. So I figured, okay, it's just 1 per channel.
Scott's got a question for you, Mike.
When is Mike joining the Hoodlums?
He gets his
I
tattoo.
joined. Did I?
No, that
I
was a
joined one
pop-up.
time. Oh, it was
No,
a
you
pop-up.
joined
One of
twice
these
late at
nights.
night, and they were pop-ups. Pop-up with Jacob, which is
One of
something
these
you want to
nights
hit your
I'll
bells
join.
for. Yeah.
One of these
Gotta
nights
get
I'll
you
join.
on.
I just I
He's-
choose to prioritize the pop-ups just because it's my boy Jacob, so I gotta support for sure.
Much love, much love. Corbin, big ups. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate you being in the chat, being active. Again, if you ain't heard, now you heard. 3 Spurs boys, THFC till I die. Man, I'm so excited for Sunday. I wish it was tomorrow. I wish it was tomorrow.
I wish it was.
So, but you know what?
Yeah.
We move. Also, do exactly what James Joris says. Come join, be a supporter. Check out 3 Spurs Boys Channel 2 for some great content.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
So
Appreciate
big ups,
that.
everybody.
Wait a minute. How did I just get blocked in the chat?
Scott, probably.
Yeah, he's blocked you.
We'll be here
Oh,
same
man.
You
time.
have been blocked and removed from this channel.
forgot-
Screw you with a big Canadian flag. What the hell?
I forgot
We'll
to
be
say
back
we're
same.
doing,
Oh, go ahead, Ellie.
I just one sec. I forgot to say we're doing the Gary Mabbott profile special for Mark Cousins, who
Ooh.
absolutely adores Gary Mabbott.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I love
That's
Gary
another
Mabbott
one
after
in the
watching
pipeline.
his profile
Yeah.
on First Play.
What a
Love
great
that guy
player
now.
he-
Love that guy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Did you
so
see
make sure
him
to
on
check it out as
Hotspur?
well. I did
you
not,
see
but
him?
I heard about it.
Oh
I
my
heard
god,
about it.
you've got to watch that stream. It's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah, catch
he
up
was a
a bit.
fantastic player. I loved watching that Spurs play
Yeah.
profile on him. But yeah, no, regardless, check that out as well. We will be back same time, same place next week on Friday, but we will also be recording a recap sometime in the early week, so stay tuned on social media. We'll announce it when the episode will be live streamed, but regardless, we will be recapping Chelsea at some point after Sunday's match, so stay tuned for that, and then also join us next week where we'll have some other guests lined up, and we will be back live, same time, same place next Friday, right here on the United Spurs of America YouTube channel. If you're going to the bridge on Sunday, be safe, be loud, be proud. We will be watching you on the telly across the pond. Big up the lads. And Jacob?
Come on, you sexy Sunny Spurs. I'm still thinking about sexy Calvin Klein Sunny Spurs. Quiz.
United Spurs of America with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.